for Offices of Anastasis Orthopedics and Rejuvenation Services Incorporated, 21 May 2378.
Good morning, Chen. You're not Chen. Good morning, Dr. Retta Bodhaine.
Morning, Surratt. Is this the initial consult for Project 1001236?
Yes, but I thought Chen was a somaticist on this project.
Was. Not anymore.
Something came up?
He's dead.
Dead? What happened?
Aortic aneurysm. At a business dinner up on 300 last night. Between cocktails and hors d'oeuvres, his aorta went zip.
How could that happen?
The aorta wall was necrotic. Like I said, zip.
I still don't see how that could happen. Necrosis had to show up on a routine medical scan.
It seems Chen wasn't actually getting his quarterly scans, just signing them off.
Good, so... Well, you know what this means.
Oh, yeah. Voluntary quarterly medical scans.
Will now be mandatory. And no more signing them off ourselves, either.
I won't see you wrong.
Thanks a lot, Chen. Way to futter everyone over. What happens to him next?
Well, they had him in a tank inside 5 minutes, but he's officially dead until they grow him a new aorta and repair the trauma. I wouldn't expect him back in the office before the end of the year.
So he's definitely off this commission. And you're on?
I'm on. Caspar handed me the file when I came in the door this morning. I haven't had a chance to read it, so what's the skinny?
Didn't you zip it?
Zip learning always gives me a sick headache. Come on, be collaborative. Just hit the high spots and I'll fake my way through the first meeting.
You may want to climb in the tank with Chen. First thing, notice this folder has a red cover?
Yeah, I've never seen a red cover before.
It's a resurrection.
You mean rejuvenation?
No, a resurrection. Body reconstruction from the gene code level.
And personality download from the cortical memory recorder. Yeah, I've studied so-called resurrections. It's really just a heavy rejuve.
Not this one. The subject's memory pearl was zorched, along with his corpus. Thermal damage and irradiation. Not enough left to reconstruct the personality of a cockroach.
Oh, good grief. Then how did they expect...
We recovered about 10% of the data on the pearl. The rest, the personality, will have to be reconstructed. Public data, private records, input from family and colleagues, and a ton of inspired guesswork on my part.
Sweet Aster, the cost
is sky high. The budget looks like the GDP for a small American protectorate.
Who was this guy? And who wants him back this bad?
This guy was the Honorable Alaric Maybach.
Maybach? Wait... Rich guy, the sunsail racer accident inside the orbit of Mercury a couple years ago? All over the news feeds.
Very good. As for who wants him back...
Dr. Surratt, Dr. Onafade, the client for your 1000 initial consult has arrived. Senator Eve Otaki Maybach and security detail.
Thank you, Caspar. So, think we should stand?
I think that would be polite. She's a senator, after all. More to the point, keep your hands in plain sight for the security detail.
Stop where you are and keep your... Oh, that's good. Senator, this office is unacceptable for a meeting. There's an unprotected outside window.
That will be enough, Herman. This office is perfectly acceptable. Wait outside until we're done.
Yes, Senator.
Good morning, Dr. Surratt, and Dr. Onafade, isn't it? My condolences on Dr. Chen's untimely demise.
Good morning, Senator.
Please, be seated, and be at ease. Herman is merely being overzealous. It's his job. However, it is my desire that these proceedings be on a most collegial basis. We are all striving towards the same objective.
Thank you, Senator.
I want us to be free to concentrate all our efforts on that single goal. The return of my husband to me, and ultimately, to his family.
His family? I'm unclear.
To his family that should have been. My husband and I were married for only 4 years, though in love long before, and our great hope was to have children and raise them together. That is the family I refer to.
Ah, now I see with clarity. I was assuming you referred to your late husband's closest genetic relations. I know that Citizen Maybach's father is deceased, and...
He is, and you need not concern yourselves any further with Alaric's mother. In fact, I hereby specifically instruct you to pay no attention to that woman. She has raised irrational objections to the entire project from the start, raving about Alaric's soul, calling resurrection a fraud. I've had her legally barred from interfering.
Ah.
Possibly I'm not fully understanding you, Senator, but there are less complex ways for you to bear a child by your late husband. I mean, there's always...
I am quite aware of that, Doctor. But I am not seeking only to bear and raise Alaric's child. Our dream was to raise our child within a loving family, as an expression of our love. It was Alaric's tragic death that has placed that dream in jeopardy.
Ah, I comprehend now, Senator.
I am gratified. Alaric was the great love of my life, doctors. All we do in these coming months will be in devotion to that love. Mother love, father love, and love of child.
Love in three persons. Amen.
As well might we all say. Now, what is the keyword for your office AI?
Caspar? Archival recording, please.
Record for legal purposes. I hereby formally release to Anastasis Orthopedics and Rejuvenation Services, Inc. all data and artifacts, including bodily remains, associated with my late husband's life and death.
Having duly received and certified all such exhibits, Anastasis Orthopedics and Rejuvenation Services, Inc. accepts this commission, serial number 1001236, as per contracts.
Very good. Well, I believe that is all the business we have to accomplish this morning. Shall we schedule a follow-up and review in, say, 3 weeks?
We should be able to give you a firm timeline by then.
And to find any additional data required, especially for the personality reconstruction.
Additional data? Do you anticipate any problems with that?
I have nothing specific in mind, just a general caution. Resurrections
are difficult, so you said before. Let me urge you all to your best efforts. Hermann!
Here, Senator.
My business is done. We can leave. Doctors, we three shall meet again in 3 weeks.
Note to self.
Recording.
Caspar, it's a figure of speech, Caspar. End recording. Note to self. Do not bring up in vitro fertilization with the senator again.
That's not what she wants. I would say the senator has a very clear idea of what she wants. Her dead husband back, then the baby.
And we'll all be dear colleagues for precisely as long as she's getting what she wants. If not...
Want to see if there's room at Chenstank for 3?
11 June 2378. First update meeting. Commission 1-0-0-1-2-3-6. Joint in progress. Persons present. Senator E. Otaki Maybach.
This is unconscionable. A gross violation of your commission, and I will see you both brought up on professional ethics charges. To invite this woman, my mother-in-law.
I am not your mother-in-law, dear. You are my son's widow. Till death do you part. Well, death has parted you.
Present. Dr. Winston Surratt.
Senator, please, be reasonable. Anastasis Incorporated made multiple attempts to update you. Our CEO called you personally.
Present. Dr. Sibylla Onafade.
After additional development of the procedures for your late husband's resurrection.
Present. Dame Lunina Maybach.
Showed that my involvement was necessary. Storm as you wish, child. It appears you must take account of me, after all.
Why do you need this witch?
Partly it has to do with how much of your husband's memory data was lost. Your mother and Dame Lenina's memories of Alaric's childhood will be vital to reconstructing his personality.
Also, it has become clear in recent decades that the environment in which the organism to be reconstructed gestated, the womb, has tremendous effect on phenotype. Things like sexual orientation.
Dame Lenina's womb.
Closed for business and dry docked these many years. But these good doctors say it will speak loudly enough to give them the answers they need.
Do not imagine I could not get those answers out of you by other means.
As a grand senator, I do not doubt that you could, and would, in time. I wish to avoid any such ordeal, and so I seek a bargain, a deal.
How do you want your pound of flesh served, old woman?
No flesh, only this, to attend these meetings, to receive those updates between meetings that you could not be bothered to read, to have the right to ask questions.
You will not turn me from this. Alaric will live again. We will be a family.
I have not been able to deflect you from this before now. I have watched your obsession grow until it controls your whole mind and will. I do not dream I can turn you aside. So what have you to lose?
Done. Agreed. Doctors, whatever other business you have, send it to me direct. I promise immediate answers.
We must do deep memory probes on a number of your late husband's relatives, acquaintances, friends, colleagues.
Send me a list.
Some of them are prominent people.
Send me a list. They will comply.
And with a will.
We will begin the gynecological studies on your on Dame Lenina.
Then do not raise that distasteful subject with me again. Will 3 weeks be sufficient until our next meeting?
Yes,
Senator.
Senator.
Good. We're done.
Dame Lenina, please allow me to convey my personal apologies and those of...
Pish tush, you owe me no apologies. Given the circumstances and my son's widow's personality and her degree of derangement, this meeting was not likely to run any better than it did. As for Eve's rages...
Yes?
She will forgive you because she has no choice. Now, let us talk about my uterus again. It has been so many years since I had occasion to talk about my uterus.
2 July 2378. Second update meeting, Commission 1001236.
Is it really necessary for me to address these petty issues in person?
I'm afraid our legal department insisted, Senator, due to possible, criminal implications.
Your lawyers are being overly cautious. A dead man may not be charged with a crime, even if the statute of limitations has not expired.
I agree with you, Senator. But getting legal to sign off on that turns out to be more trouble than it's worth. Like those forms where you initial instead of signing, but then you have to sign another form showing that you initialed instead of signing that first form.
Let's just get on with it.
Yes, let's.
Somatic and forensic research into the life and activities of the late Alaric Maybach discovered a number of characteristics which, while not uncommon in the population, are considered socially undesirable or criminal, potentially criminal, so amended, and must be individually approved for inclusion in a reconstructed personality. First item, drug and substance abuse, see Table 5.
Frankly, Doctor, I tried out most of these in my younger days. Recognize Borloy, though.
As did I. Puritanical trivia. Approve. Next.
Business dealings and potential bribery.
We went over this earlier. Approve. Next.
Actionable ethnic, social, and political prejudices, Tables 12 through 14.
That's disappointing. Should have soaked out his mouth more often when he was a boy.
Piffle. Approve. Next.
Marital infidelities and...
How bourgeois. Pass on.
Including children born out of wedlock by other than legal spouse.
Not a damn word out of you.
From time to time, I have to clear my throat, child. It's not all about you.
Are there many more of these catalogs of sins?
7 more.
Then approve them all. Does that conclude our business this morning? Good.
Senator, I need to inform you that memory probes of your late husband's family and acquaintances could not be completed in only 3 weeks, and...
Are you telling me you will continue to rummage through my late husband's dirty laundry?
It is necessary if we are to synthesize an authentic reconstruction of his personality.
You make me sick. Vultures and ghouls, assassins of a good man's character.
Senator, please.
Contact my staff to arrange another meeting when you've done with this necromancy. Do not contact me directly. Good day.
I wonder what the basic citizen's ration tastes like nowadays. Yeast?
Calm yourselves, doctors. There will be no repercussions from this morning's unpleasantness.
I wish I could be so sure.
Doctor, you are doing exactly what my son's widow contracted with you to do. She's just not enjoying the process the way she imagined she would. Instead, it turns out to be more like getting a tooth pulled. Has anyone actually pulled a tooth in the last century?
I confess to qualms. Of a sort I've not experienced before in my career.
Me too. And now I know why so few resurrections run to a successful conclusion. Dame Lenina.
Yes, Doctor.
Forgive me for what I just said. This must be supremely hard for you.
No, Doctor. I loved my son deeply. He was my only child. But I came to the knowledge long ago that he was not a good man.
Again, I'm sorry to subject you to this.
Mind you, I'm not the one who is upset about his bastard children. Goodness, I have grandchildren. Who knew?
Well, it's your late son's character
Or lack thereof.
that is the source of my unease. We're expending enormous resources to bring back to life a problematic man. Should I be doing that?
Put your mind at ease, Doctor. You have little choice anyway. A century ago, you scientists might have had some leverage. The technology was perfected and rolled out to market. The issue has been planted thick with law and precedent since. It's as settled a question as who owns a clone. You will do what you must do. Ego te absolve.
Yes, Dame Lenina.
Besides, the world is well stocked with not very good men. Alas, I do not see any way my son's widow can be stopped, and that weighs on my mind.
In his defense, she was passionately devoted to him. The great love of her life, she said.
No, Doctor. My son's widow found her true love long before she ever met my son.
What? Where?
In a mirror.
13 September 2378. Emergency Update Meeting. Commission 1001236.
What is this nonsense? An emergency meeting? I had committee appointments.
I'm afraid we must insist, Senator. The reasons for this meeting cannot be transmitted off Anastasia's Inc. property. In fact, I'm not willing to discuss the matter until this office is sealed.
Herman, seal the door.
Senator, I must protest.
Seal the damn door.
For legal reasons, we need to.
Let me in! Let me in!
Must we?
The only alternative is to brief Dame Lenina after you've left. For legal reasons, you understand.
Herman, unseal the door, admit Dame Lenina, then seal the door again.
One will be gratified if one would make up one's damn mind.
Sit. Now may we begin?
Yes, Senator. Dame Lenina, while conducting a memory download on Armand Duval...
Armand Duval? Alaric had a little friend when he was a boy named Army.
Who is now the Assistant Secretary of the Treasury, and who resisted helping me with this project quite unreasonably.
Turns out he had his reasons. Please, go on, Dr. Onifade.
During Secretary Duval's memory download, we found partially deleted memories indicating,
Indicating what?
which led us to a forensics record search and, a conclusion that,
That Alaric exceeded a speed limit? That he failed to sort his recyclables properly?
that Armand Duval, then aged 13, and Alaric Maybach, then aged 11, threw one Stefania von Pallas aged 8, from a 12th floor balcony of the Telus Tower, killing her.
Little Steffi, but that was an accident. There was an investigation.
Duval's mother was then a high-ranking staffer in the Tanaka administration. We suspect there was a cover-up. Also, there was a surprising amount of cunning shown in the commission of the act.
A record search showed a cat had fallen from the same balcony 3 days before, and the balcony was out of range of any surveillance cameras.
Stefania. Oh, Stefania.
Obviously, Alaric was bullied into this by the Duval boy.
The memory readouts indicate differently. In fact, the opposite. Alaric was the instigator.
A tragedy. The specifics lost to the passage of time, and the statute of limitations...
There is no statute of limitations on murder, and to conceal evidence of a capital crime would be worth the company's charter.
Fortunately, there is an established procedure for dealing with findings such as these. All evidence, however vague and ambiguous, must be placed under seal and forwarded to the Special Committee of the Grand Senate. There it will be considered in camera and further legal action decided on.
Yes,
Senator.
And that will satisfy your corporation's legal obligations. If you are done, I will begin arrangements immediately. Your legal department should anticipate a visit from the Praetorians no later than 0600 tomorrow. Herman!
Yes, Senator?
Fetch my car. Then you will remain behind and take Dame Lenina home whenever she wishes.
Thank you, Senator.
Senator, one last decision. Should the material in question be incorporated into your husband's personality simulation?
Of course. It is necessary to ensure an accurate reconstruction. Anything else? No? Then good night.
Dame Lenina?
Yes, child?
We...
Oh, you poor young woman, you need not say anything. I can't imagine what I would say.
Dame Lenina, do you feel safe letting the Senator's guard convey you home?
Herman's father was my chief of security for many years. I am quite safe in his hands, and I should go.
Do you think we should continue with this project? Obviously, if the Senate decides to prosecute, that would lead to its instant termination.
Termination? Oh, no. Your information will be placed in a box, which will be filed with the special committee, and there it will sit till the sun gutters and dies.
Well, I suppose so, if that's the judgment of the responsible authorities of the government.
Judgment of the responsible authorities. You are such a dear, sweet, silly little man. There is neither judgment nor responsibility involved, only the eternal law of human societies. Those with power get what they want.
Yes, Dame Lenina.
This much at least was settled tonight. Nothing on earth or in the skies will prevent Eve from resurrecting my son. Murderous son. Oh, Steffi.
14 March 2379. Personality Simulation Functional Review. Commission 1001236.
Good morning, Senator. Dame Lenina. Caspar?
Command?
Caspar, load project 1001236, version 15.9.01.
Loading.
Senator, this is the latest version of Alaric Maybach's personality, rather a reconstruction of it, with all history and factors incorporated.
All?
Yes, Dame Lenina. All.
Very gratifying. Did you just want to show it off?
Senator, this is what was called, at the very beginning of the modern era, a Turing test. We want you to interact with the simulation, and as the two people closest to the original personality in life, give us feedback as to its authenticity.
That could be useful, yes.
Please rest assured, that all the factual minutiae, pets' names, best friends' birthdays, the like, are present. You needn't play trivia games. We're asking you to probe hard at the realism of the personality.
All?
Test to destruction, if we must.
No malicious tricks out of you.
I will be circumspect.
It would be the first time.
There is no cause for concern, Senator. The simulation is running in safe mode. To facilitate analysis, the simulation has no sense of self-preservation or other inhibitions. It will answer any question with perfect honesty.
I should note, a side effect is that his sense of humor is impaired. Don't expect banter.
So, a stiff, so to speak.
Let's say something would have to strike him as cosmically funny to get a laugh. Are we ready? Caspar, execute program.
Good morning, Eve. Oh, good morning, Mother.
My love, are you ready to live again? I have worked so hard to bring us back together.
I look forward to enjoying life again.
Have you missed me?
Being non-existent, I have not been capable of that.
Alaric, I love you.
And I love you.
Query, Alaric. Why do you love Senator Otaki Maybach?
It is a Class 1 baseline postulate.
Oh.
May I ask a question? Well, 2 questions.
2 questions only.
Agreed. Monster,
Yes, Mother.
please do not call me that. Did you and your friend Army murder little Stefania von Paulus?
Yes.
That's enough out of you. Hammond!
Senator, please, a moment. Alaric, why do you say you killed Stefania Pallas?
It is a Class 2 factual postulate.
He cannot tell you why he killed the little girl. There were no data available on that.
But I remember I enjoyed it.
Enough out of you, witch.
I have 1 question left.
Ask it and be damned.
Monster, your widow wishes to have children by your resurrected self and raise them with you. How do you feel about that?
Please confirm the question. Produce child or children. Father, Alaric Maybach. Mother, Eve Otaki Maybach. To be raised jointly to adulthood.
Confirm.
What? What's going on? Stop that! Stop that laughing!
Children! With her!
Yes! Our children! Our family! My love!
I would pity any child
What?
born to such a vain, vapid, self-obsessed.
Caspar, command, terminate run of Project 1001236.
No!
You frauds! You swindled me. Made me think you could recreate my lost love. Instead, you produced a monster. That was not my Alaric.
Senator, please, if we could just...
You shut up too! Well, you won't swindle me or abuse me anymore. This project of yours is shut down. Ended. Destroy all the data, your simulations, and whatever empty-brained clone horror you've prepared to download your monster into. And do it now! Hammond! I am leaving!
I think I had best be leaving too, now that Evita has cleared the pad.
Dame Lenina, may I ask you a question?
Oh, dear Dr. Surratt, I'd say your own.
Did Alaric, our Alaric, pass the Turing test?
Ah, a good scientific question. Dr. Surratt, I never believed you could bring my son back to life, and I stand by that. But I will say that, like a true artist, you captured the essence of my son's soul. Let me congratulate you. Bravo.
Dame Lenina, we are so sorry.
Don't be. I have never believed in trying to resurrect lost loves. We only spoil what was good in its time by seeking to prolong it after its time.
I see.
I doubt it. Not until you are much older and have lost all your lives. My son was a worse man than even I am. He should not be returned to life. And now he will not be. Victory conditions.
Our ethical considerations.
Moral, rather. My namesake once said, men make history, but they do not make it as they please. This was the best outcome possible, and we must take our victories from the universe of possible results. I only wish my victory did not leave me weeping so. A word of advice. Destroy my son's reconstructed soul, destroy all the biological artifacts, that hold on to the background information in people's memories that you collected. I feel they will come in handy.
We've been ordered to do otherwise. Violating that order could be disastrous to the corporation, to us personally.
If my son's widow does try to take some action against you, those data are your shield against her. But I suspect you will find a more positive use for them, and soon. Goodbye, doctors. We three shall not meet again. I hope and pray.
The Offices of Anastasis Orthopedics and Rejuvenation Services Incorporated. 21 May 2384. 6 years later.
Well, good morning, Sibylla, and congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you. But this morning I bring you birthday greetings.
It's not my birthday.
Not your birthday, but the birthday of this red folder I hold in my hand.
A red folder? Oh, the Maybach file. 1001 something.
236. A folder containing links to certain data files. Files the client's Grand Senator Otaki Maybach order destroyed. Files that could get Anastasis Inc. sanctioned out of existence.
Files that Senator Otaki, she's not using Maybach anymore, paid the corporation a cool 3/4 of a meg 2 years ago to recover in support of another project.
Contract with us? I don't remember any such...
Not with us. Novel Boya was the contractor. Package deal, 2 clones.
2 clones? I don't get that. Why 2?
First clone, XX, source E. Otaki. Modifications, 3 inches shorter than the source genome, enhanced bosoms, slightly submissive personality, force grown to a delivery age of 21 years equivalent.
Second her. This is a done deal?
18 months ago. The clone was immediately manumitted and raised to full citizen status by special act of the legislature. Senator married her the next week. Named Alarica.
And the second clone?
Much simpler job. XX, source Iotaki, modifications none. Delivered in immediate post-fertilization development stage and implanted in the waiting womb of Mrs. Alarica Otaki, who gave birth a couple of days ago. Don't think they picked a name yet. Pretty baby.
So the senator is married to...
Herself.
And they have a child who is...
Herself.
I see. Are they... happy?
Oh, blissfully, so I'm told.
Well, I guess that's one solution to your relationship problems. What can you say, but...
Amen?
That has such people in it. Hallelujah.